Greetings, Earthlings. My name is Patrick. I am a shaman. I deal with demons. I deal with evil spirits. I deal with negative energies. I transmute those. I'm an American shaman. Okay? And what this means is I'm a very patriotic shaman. I love America. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. There are so many wonderful things about America. And America is being remoralized. Hey, if you are an American and you hate America, you have been demoralized. Happy birthday. Now you know. Now you know. You know, some spiritual people will say, oh, it's the world. It doesn't matter. And they're right. They're right. But let's take this stuff in stages, okay? We're not trying to be spiritual masters here. We're not trying to bypass stuff. But your country that you live in matters. And there are forces that want to destroy the country in which you live. They're very dark forces. Very dark. But see, here's the thing about demons. They really don't ever win. They don't. And the best way to deal with demons is to love them and forgive them. And yesterday I saw an example coming from Charlie Kirk's widow that took my breath away, and a standard as how we're going to get through these very dark and difficult times. We're going to talk about that today on the Shaman Patrick Show. Let's go.
He was once a storm in human form, sharp tongue, cold soul, heart worn and torn, living like a ghost who missed his grave till the spirit sang out and called him brave. He got rewired by the great unknown, heard the call like a dial tone to the bone. So pull up a chair, enjoy the glow. This is the Shaman Patrick Show.
This episode is not about politics. It's not. It might look like it's about politics, but it's not. Because, you know, when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, whatever went down, it did sort of bring this up to the surface. And I'm going to show some clips from the people who cheered his death. Okay? This might be disturbing, but I want you to see it because obviously these people are ate up with spirits. Let's look at this. These people are so ate up with spirits. It's so disturbing.
I think that Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah.
I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right.
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. No.
I know people personally who act just like this woman. I'm like, oh, I've seen this spirit before. I've seen this particular demon before. I've seen this shit. I know where she works. She works for the health department. Like, I've seen this exact person. She kind of looks like my sister in that face too. Weird.
Nothing to do with.
I would say pour one out for Kirky boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
Rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Thoughts and prayers.
Oh no, someone shot Charlie Kirk. Look, I don't know who needs to hear this today, but that's how you pick up a woman.
Homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. Fuck your homie dead. He got shot in the head.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck.
Okay, I think we've seen enough. We've seen enough. Haven't you seen enough of this? I have. I've for real seen enough of that shit. So, but obviously this is what we're talking about. Demoralized. These people don't care about human life. They've invented this sort of fantasy that Christians are evil, that white people are evil, that Charlie Kirk somehow meant them harm, was racist, hateful, that he deserved what he got. And then as disturbing as it was to see that, I knew that they were ate up with spirits. I knew that they had been demoralized to the point that these sort of spirits had taken them over. Rejoicing in anyone's death is sick, and it's anti-human. It is the complete and total final stage of spiritual subjugation. It is when people are not even in control of the things they say or the things that they do. There is no moral center. There is no love in their hearts. And it may be hard to forgive those people. It may be hard to look at those people and not be repulsed, or even maybe even want to retaliate. You know, several people did retaliate. Many of those people lost their jobs. I don't necessarily agree with that, but at the same time, I know that when I got fired for posting shit on Facebook, it chilled me out. But also, I have a strong moral center. And it's weird when you see people who do not have a strong moral center. It's sort of the goal of shamanism, getting sober, spiritism, Christianity, to have this strong moral center. And so when the memorial service was being aired yesterday, I was like, wow, this is really something interesting. This does feel like a turning point. You know, you're going to have a spiritual life. People are going to have to be spiritual because people need something to believe in. And if people do not believe in God, they believe in science. Humans are not exempt from having a spiritual, non-physical life. And so part of the way that Marxism and communism works is it destroys the spiritual fabric of a nation in order to replace this ideology. In communism, there's only one thing you get to believe in, and it's the state. There is no God or spirituality or even human value of human life at all. You don't get that kind of stuff. So the memorial, which was like 5 hours long, Merrick and I watched the whole thing. Merrick wasn't raised Christian like I was, so he was a little bit more like, I don't know if this is good. And, you know, I even had some things too. I'm like, man, this kind of feels like an operation or a psychological operation. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, I don't even care. You got to do what you got to do. You have to do what you have to do. There is a, the Democrats during the last election cycle said they're battling for the soul of America. And that was pretty damn ominous to me. It was pretty damn ominous. But what is the soul of this country? Like, if you live in America, you should want America to succeed. And if you don't, then what's the point? What's the point? Why be so destructive? At least there's people out there wanting to unify everybody. And it starts with forgiveness. Hey, all of those crazy, insane people who treated me horribly, I had to forgive them. I had to. I talked about it in the Marxist Revolutionary video. I had to forgive them. In forgiving them, I set myself free. I set them free. I love those people. I love everybody who treated me poorly, even as I was scratching my head over it, because I know people get ate up with spirits. It's easy to do. You can get hooked. You can get obsessed, especially in a world which is so unconscious. These spirits can take over your life. But I want to turn to the speech from Erika Kirk and highlight a specific point in this speech that she gave at her husband's memorial.
There was no keeping score between us. We were a team, working together for the same mission. I never wanted to be the one standing between Charlie and the task that God prepared for him, had set for him. And I knew Charlie would always do his best to help me with the same. My marriage with Charlie was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I know it was the best thing that ever happened to him as well. He wanted everyone to experience that joy. And that's what's so beautiful about God's design for marriage, is that everyone can. And I could talk endlessly about it, and years to come I will. But Charlie's mission above all was aimed directly at those who aren't married. He named his organization well. He knew things were not right with America, and especially with young people, and they needed a new direction. Charlie passionately wanted to reach and save the lost boys of the West. The young men who feel like they have no direction, no purpose, no faith, and no reason to live.
Do you know any of these young men? I do. I mean, I work with them in recovery. It's sad. All that wasted potential, drugs, porn, sex, wasted potential, the wasted potential of a nation. It's sad. It's sad to watch a young man choose to end his life because he doesn't think life has meaning. It's very sad. I've worked with these young men. I'm related to some of these young men. It's sad.
The men wasting their lives on distractions, and the men consumed with resentment, anger, and hate. Charlie wanted to help them. He wanted them to have a home with Turning Point USA. And when he went onto campus, he was looking to show them a better path and a better life that was right there for the taking. He wanted to show them that. My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life.
And at this point, this is about saving America. At this point, it is. Because when you go out into the world, you see how demoralized people are. You see how hopeless people are. Like we went to Walmart for our weekly shopping this weekend. We went to Aldi as well. People are just demoralized. The way people carry themselves. They're, the campaigns, the demons, the hopelessness, it's palpable. And I know that there's a very good reason for it. I know there's a very good reason for what's happened in the past several years and what's happening now. There won't be a country unless there is a spiritual awakening. There won't be a country because people are delusional. They're creating suffering in their lives. They're creating suffering in the lives of other people. And they're delusional. And yes, it is ego. Oh boy, howdy. It is ego. And the late stage ego dissolution process, only something like this would be possible in a country where there is this turn towards spirituality, not just Christianity either. This is something This is something being guided by higher forces. It was going to happen, whether it was through a psychological operation or through natural means, through an assassin. It was going to happen some way. This was always meant to happen. I've known this for years. It's happening a little sooner than I thought it would. Okay. I thought it wasn't going to be for a few more years, but this is something that is ordained by God and the spirits. It had to be this way. Otherwise, we wouldn't be seeing it.
That young man. On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man, I forgive him.
And as powerful as that was, I was watching it, Merrick was watching, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. This example of forgiveness on the news. Okay? The example of forgiveness. Forgive them, Lord, they know not what they do. And the only way through this next part is for all of us who understand how powerful forgiveness is. You know, demons are going to try to get you to do something out of character, to react, to retaliate, to do those things out of character. Hey, you're a divine being in a human body having a human experience that you chose to have. There's nothing to retaliate over. If someone does you harm, they can't harm you. Because you're a child of God. You're a child of God. How can anybody harm a child of God? No. What gets harmed? The ego. The ego is the only thing that feels harmed or gets harmed in this entire scenario. There's no need to retaliate. There's no need. And if Erika Kirk can forgive the person or people that murdered her husband, and be that example, as painful as it is, as awful as it is to realize, that's the way that the demons will never win. That's the way the evil spirits don't win. That's the way they don't win. Because those retaliatory actions, you can forgive the people that hurt you because it's not them. It's the demons in them. It's the spirits in them. A human being would never hurt another human being. And if a human being has hurt you, there is something supernatural going on. Humans left to their own devices would naturally get along with each other. People are taught how to hate. Hey, look, remember those videos I showed you at the beginning of all those people cheering Charlie Kirk's death? They have been lied to. They have been used. They have been manipulated to do things that are out of character. Nobody would act that way. So Erika Kirk is giving us the example of what Christ would do. And, you know, the Christ consciousness, like, I'm not a Christian, but I believe in Jesus. I believe in all that stuff. But also as a gay man, that's not really my role or my life. I'm a shaman. In the old days, being gay, I might have been a monk or a priest, or that's what gay people did back in the day. We would become monks or priests or devote our lives to God. But even today, here I am, Shaman Patrick. I've devoted my life to God. I've devoted my life to helping people become more conscious and aware and learn how to love each other, learning to love the people who hate you. Some Christians don't like gay people. They think we're abominations. They think we're against what God and Jesus wants. And man, when Christians meet me, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to handle me at all. They're like, well, if we could only change this one thing about you, Patrick, if we could only change this one thing that you're a gay man, then we would accept you. And I'm like, that's the smallest part of me. That ain't even me. That ain't even me. It ain't even me. I'm a divine being in a human body, having a human experience that I chose to have, just like you are. But Erika Kirk's example of forgiveness sets the tone. You see? Demons on notice. Demons, we love you. Demons, you're not going to win in the long term. And when I work with lower order spirits, maybe even some you might want to call some of them demons, I show them the better way. I show them, I'm like, hey, I know you don't know what you're doing, but you don't have to do that anymore. Let's say that I'm dealing with somebody who has a low order spirit just wrecking them. That low order spirit doesn't know what it's doing. That low order spirit has to be shown what it's doing. When I show the low order spirit what it's doing, it's usually like, oh my God, I didn't know I was doing that. That's why Jesus says, forgive them, Lord. They know not what they do. They don't. Would you be mad at a person in a wheelchair because they can't walk? No. Would you be mad at a little kid that doesn't know how to do algebra? No. They don't know. And you can forgive yourself for the things that you don't know as well.
I forgive him because it was what Christ did and is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us. The world needs Turning Point USA.
And the world needs love.
It needs a group that will point young people away from the path of misery and sin. It needs something that will lead people away from hell in this world and in the next. It needs young people pointed in the direction of truth and beauty. And so I promise you today, every part of our work will become greater. I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
And I'm gonna leave that there. And I encourage you to watch her whole speech. Very moving. And I do feel like love is the only way. Love is the only way. You know, this thing about lost kids, I know parents who let their kids smoke weed because it's no big deal. I know parents who let their kids sit in the basement and play video games all day and not make anything out of their lives. I've even seen parents punish children for wanting to be entrepreneurs or build something on their own. I've seen parents criticize and demoralize their own children. For what? So if there is an organization in America that wants to give young men and women hope, I am all for that. You see? I am all for that. Who wouldn't be? What kind of sick fuck would be against shit like that? And that's how you know. ate up with spirits, ate up with demons. And I feel that with this event right here, demons be put on notice. Demons are being put on notice. And we have to learn to love these people. You know, I realize that the people here, I'm going to say this. I want to say this. I am so blessed and lucky to have found my husband in this world. My beautiful, brilliant, loving husband. And I know that the people that were harassing and antagonizing me were mad that Merrick and I had found this love. And just like Erika Kirk said, you do not have to be mad at people who have found that love. If you are an unloved, unlovable person who needs to be mean, who needs to tear people down, who needs to tear other people down, I want you to find that love. I want you to be loved because love healed me. Love healed me. I was angry, bitter, lonely, and resentful. On the day that I got on my hands and knees and surrendered to God, many people will talk about this. When you say, God, use me, God, I'm an instrument. I no longer became a tool for political parties. I no longer became a tool for an LGBTQ agenda. I no longer became a tool of the devil or the ego or the pain buddy or any of these spirits and demons. When I got on my hands and knees and said, God, use me. Okay, God, I guess I'm a shaman, because God had been hammering me for years to accept my role as a shaman. In a different world, I might have been a priest, but the Christians, they weren't having gay people at that time. So God is like, Patrick, shamanism is for you. You got to be a shaman. This is where I need you. You see, this is where I need you to be. And when I got on my hands and knees and surrendered to God on that day, March 25th, 2018, after an entire night of dealing with a bunch of demons in my apartment in a home invasion, I was like, okay, nothing in my life got better. Nothing did. And giving your life over to God, to a higher power, it can be scary at first, but I go to sleep every night knowing that I did the best that I could do for my husband, for my family, for the world, for God. And I wake up each morning saying, what can I do today? Not for me. I mean, maybe some for me. I mean, I like coffee. I like food. I like having a place to stay. But my focus is, how can I help people today? How can I help people today? And I have had some trouble forgiving some people. And some of the stuff is pretty unforgivable. But today I am focused on that. Using Erika Kirk's example, loving the demons, understanding that anybody right now who is speaking evil, anyone right now who is preaching hatred, intolerance, grievances, resentments, they are ate up with spirits. They are ate up with demons. And the only way to deal with that kind of stuff is to love them. Love them. Even the Christians who are preaching hate and intolerance and gay people are wrong and all this other kind of stuff. Christians are not exempt from this shit either. You know, just because you go to church doesn't mean that you can, during the week, you can talk shit about things you don't understand. Erika Kirk's example, I'm going to hold on to that example. Looking out into that crowd of people, she saw that, yeah, they may have killed Charlie Kirk, but all they did was make it so that this is now a thing in the world. You could do a lot worse than Christian values, let me tell you. Could do a lot worse. Nothing wrong with Christian values. There's not a damn thing wrong with it. I would much rather people be Christian and spiritual than to be hopeless, afraid, and lacking community at all. I support people, men and women, falling in love, getting married, having kids, loving and letting yourself be loved. I pray for everybody out there who is feeling unloved and full of hate and full of anger and resentment and grievance. I want to encourage them that, you know, the spirituality that is available to us all. You don't have to get it from a church. You can get it from a shaman. You can get it from the air. You can just get it. You don't have to go to church to get it. But if Christianity is your thing, go for it. Go for it. I love the Christians. I love them. But anyone, you know, expressing anger, grievances, resentments, they have been lied to. They have been lied to about what true healing and what true forgiveness is. I forgive them all. I was on X this morning, and I'm looking at all these people complaining about things and calling people names and all of that stuff, and I'm just like, man, they have been deceived. They have been deceived, and that is something that I think Erika realizes more than anything. They have been deceived. My husband just came home from the gym. He said, "Hello, it's me." "Hello, honey."
Oh, I didn't know you were making a video.
Come here.
Okay.
Come here. Hey, come into frame. I was talking about Erika's Erika forgiving the person that murdered Charlie.
Yeah.
And I said it's an example for us all.
It is. Forgiveness is important.
It is.
It is.
You're not on the microphone, but I love you.
I love you.
So forgiveness. And the demons don't ever win, do they, babe?
Nope.
They don't. And the best way to exorcise demons from your life is just to create a morphogenetic field of love around you. And people say, well, what protected? God didn't protect Charlie Kirk. If God allowed Charlie Kirk to get shot, he didn't protect them. And I'm like, oh, you think that this human life that we have is the only one that we have? This human life is a blip. Doesn't mean you try to die or do anything dangerous. But at the same time, you realize there's a higher order at play. A much higher order at play. So today I will ask everybody, tone down the cynicism, tone down the negativity, tone down the hatred, tone down the outrage. Don't get hooked on that stuff. Just forgive. But most of all, if you were one of those who got deceived, I did. Forgive those that tried to deceive you because they're deceived as well. I love you all so very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
They say they're walking in the light, but they're armed to the teeth for a holy fight. Quoting scripture like a loaded gun, point at the sinner, pull the trigger, then run. They wear his name like a Sunday crown, but they'll kick you in the ribs when you're already down. Preaching love from a golden stage, but they'll lock you out if you don't act your age. What would Jesus do? Would he cheer when you shut that door? Would he smile when you if he met you.
You feed the sheep with a silver spoon while the hungry man's howling at the moon. Turn his words into razor wire, build a fence round grace, then call it inspire. You preach forgiveness, but the list is short. Only friends of the king make it to the court. Mercy's free, but the toll's still steep. Guess the shepherd lost track of his sheep. What would Jesus do if he met you? Would he clap when you slam that gate? Would he wink when you spread more hate? Would he bow when you call yourself the truth? Tell me, what would Jesus do if he met you?
He broke bread with the thief, he healed the unclean, he loved every outcast, not just the in-between. But you'd walk right past him, 'cause he looked like them, the very ones you never let in. What would Jesus do if he met you? Would he dance in your holy parade, or flip your table in the shade? Would he cry 'cause he already knew that you wear his name, but not his shoes? Tell me, what would Jesus do if he met you? Yeah, you say you're born